That's right, guys. It's the Radiant Team pick. Welcome back again. We've had a billion remakes and won, but we're ready now. It's First Vietnam versus MUFC, your G1 League Phase 2 opening day of action for the Asia region. From the 16 teams that we start with, we'll take a look at those brackets now. Only 4 will advance into Phase 3, where Orange Esports, LGD China, IG, and DK, 4 of the top dogs in the world, are going to be waiting for them. Who's going to make it through? This first group, we'd probably give the edge to MUFC, but anything can happen, anything might happen. Right now, MUFC currently trailing or leading First Vietnam 1-0 in the best out of 3. And here we go, game 2. Now underway, gods. Finally, we have a game.
Unfortunately, we don't get ourselves a Wisp, but we do finally have ourselves a game. That's the more important thing.
Damn you, Winter.
I know, just give us
What
a
a
Wisp,
dick.
Whimper. It's game 2, you're up 1 game to nothing, you have that little cushion. But no, we're being denied.
Alas. Well, what are they gonna? They get the lifesteal this time. So, if they want to go aggressive, I think they have a better actual killing hero and something they can kind of force the fights with. But it's smart from Winter. You know, it's a rough format. You don't want to take any risks in single elimination. Suddenly, you lose this game. First Vietnam, maybe they get that Radiant side first pick again, and maybe the Wisp is there, or you're forced to ban something else out. Who knows? Play it safe. Try and take the series home in a clean 2-0 sweep. As much as it pains me, can't blame them for that.
Nope, not at all. They're going to give the Rubik with the Mag here. So Mag, sometimes around in the off lane, sometimes in the mid lane. It's almost always Wang Wang who plays it, though. He's their sort of Mag player. And MUFC actually a team who mix things up a lot as far as their heroes and roles. They've got 3 players who play anything from the 2 position to the 4 position, with Hon Trash player, FCFC, and Wang Wang. So they're a very versatile team, and it basically depends on what they pick as to who's going to be playing what.
Let's see. The Weaver is picked up. A very popular pick, really worldwide against the lifesteal. We've seen the European teams start to adopt this as well, especially teams like Virtus Pro. If that gyrocopter's banned for Airman, they'll often turn to the Weaver versus the Lifestealer. It's a strong matchup. The Bug's also pretty nice in the mid game for killing off supports, and obviously Weaver, well, they don't have any stuns for him yet. So in this game, it feels like it may even be stronger. And they go for the Templar Assassin, so I imagine we're going to see Winter banning out the Lina, the Leshrac, the combo heroes for the Rubik, maybe next in line, because if you do that, who's going to kill this Weaver? They just don't have anything right now.
Yeah, Weaver very mobile, very hard to kill, and great against TA as well as Lifesteal. It's a bit surprising to see the TA pick as well. They get another sort of single target physical damage hero where Weaver, well, you can just do these hidden runs, you can kite them around, and this 4th and 5th pick for First Vietnam, they're going to have to make sure they get some lockdown as well. And if MUFC see this, they can even think to play their Weaver as their main carry in the safe lane if they really want. They don't have to just send it to the off lane as a suicide solo. So they've got a lot of versatility with this lineup, and we'll have to see what they get with these last couple of picks here. We'll probably see some carries being banned up by First Vietnam, considering it's just the Weaver so far, at least sort of your semi-carry type heroes. As well, there's your Faceless Void ban. They're looking at those heroes which Hon Trash player likes to play. As for First Vietnam, they haven't really picked up any of their utility solo heroes yet.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see who they go for. This Weaver, even if he's 1v1 in the off lane, if let's say First Vietnam runs an aggressive tri lane with the Lifesteal Shadow Diva, which is certainly an option depending on how they go with the rest of the draft, there's nobody really that's gonna destroy a Weaver in lane, as the Lone Druid is banned, and I think he's the hero that gives Weaver the most trouble out of anyone. There are heroes who will do well against him. Heroes like Windrunner, Queen of Pain can get lots of farm, but Weaver is gonna get something 1v1, and if he's up against the tri lane, well, we'll see if they get that additional stun, but it could be tough to actually find kills against this Weaver. And as for the Templar Assassin, I know Winter is really big on ganking heroes like that mid early. He always talks about shutting down Shadow Fiend mid, and TA a little bit harder to gank, but still someone who can be brought down in the early levels with a mag, a lift into a skewer back to the tower, some additional follow-up stun, and down she will go. So maybe we see them go for something like a Lina or a Leshrac of their own, as they do have the first pick. And if they go dual roam, could be very potent against First Vietnam's lineup.
Yeah, I think it's something, well, definitely potential for both, and with Lina and Leshrac, maybe both teams get that stunner to go with their setup. The jungler's also still in the pool, something which every now and then MUFC will run. I haven't seen First Vietnam do it in some time, but the potential is always there for it. But right now I think it's more important for them to get that strong tri-lane. You want to go back to the basics if you want to beat a team like MUFC, especially with your tri-lane. The fringe picks you want to try to basically pull out with your solo hero, with your off-laner. They have the Shadow Demon lifesteal. They want to get either Lina or a Leshrac, I feel, to finish off this trial lane, and then they want to maybe try get some kind of utility offlaner.
Yeah, let's see who they're going to go for as that final hero here. As well, we continue with the draft, guys. If you're just tuning in and you're watching on the Twitch website, I would highly encourage you to go to the G1 League's English website. They have all the streams embedded there. AC is streaming as well. Valat or Casper will be. They're not here today, but I imagine in the future there will be a Russian stream. But G1.2p.com, it directly supports the G1 League as well as the casters working under them. So if you want to help them out, go check out their website. I know some of you gave some feedback saying, oh, you can't pop out chat. The stream's not as big as you would like. I have relayed that feedback on to G1 already, and they're going to do whatever they can to make it a more enjoyable viewing experience. But moving forward, they'll have some unique content. So again, check out the website. Consider watching from there. And Winter banning out the Lina. Maybe he's going to take the Leshrac here. That hero does very well against Templar Assassin with Edict. And I think if they take the Leshrac and they ban Lina, well then suddenly First Vietnam doesn't have a combo for Shadow Demon as Invasion or MUFC is the first pick coming out of this ban stage. And this could be a really smart way to open the draft and really limit the options for First Vietnam in terms of getting that strong tri lane that you were talking about.
Yeah, I like that they can basically grab the Leshrac for themselves now, have the stronger trial. They're going to do just that. So they grab the stronger trial with the Rubik Leshrac, and the options for First Vietnam. Well, what do you get with the Shadow Demon? There are some strong supports still in the pool which you can follow up.
There's a Keeper of the Light.
Oh wow, Keeper Light's been very far in this ball. Keeper Light's there. As is the Sand King. I feel the Keeper of the Light, the problem becomes you haven't got enough disable, but they are going to go that direction. They haven't got any disable just yet. They've got nothing to lock the Weaver in place, and that's going to have to come from their last pick. And your last pick's most likely your offlaner, so a hero who's not going to be getting a whole lot of levels.
I have to, gods, I got to disagree with you. I've cast Winter before, and, well, you have Mono Leak, strong disable. Kidding, of course. Yeah, they are really lacking in terms of the disable, so we'll see what they go for. And I like the draft from MUFC. I think particularly that last little touch there, only banning one of those combo heroes from the Shadow Demon, recognizing they have first pick, they can go for Leshrac and not only get a strong combo here with Rubik, but the one that's better versus Templar Assassin's Refraction with Edict, as well as then using the other two bans to ban Darkseer and Enigma, two strong solos, two greedy heroes that can give you a potent mid game. Overall, I gotta say, Winter's really done a masterful job with this second stage of bans, and now they go for Juggernaut. So if they want to go aggressive tri-lane, they can. And the nice thing about a Juggernaut tri-lane is much like a Lifestealer tri-lane or a Windrunner tri-lane, you can leave him alone and go smoke ganking. So they could get aggressive with this, maybe run the Weaver as the safe lane solo in the mag mid, but they don't have to either. They can play the Weaver off lane as well. And First Vietnam, what are they going to do? It's going to be hard for them to find those kills because, like you said, the lockdown is just not there.
5 seconds.
Yeah, and with this Juggernaut trial, and you have the Magic community up against the Keeper Light Illuminate, makes it so easy to take the tri lane head on. Even if you're not just in mid game, having that spin to get out of it is a really useful little tool here. We'll have to look to see who's going to be going in the safe lane, who's going in the off lane. There's potential to go offensive tri lane with Weaver in the safe lane as a solo, or they can just send, well, Weaver off lane, or even, well, I guess you don't really want to send the Juggernaut as a solo, but you can send the Weaver to the off lane with just a safe tri lane if they're expecting Lifesteal to be doing offensive tri lane here, which is definitely a possibility. First Vietnam now, their last pick coming up, and I feel like they need something like a Windrunner, just something really safe, stable. You can pick up the mech, you have the Shackle Shot, you need a really strong disable, some lockdown, something which makes Weaver more killable, and Juggernaut as well. Having the spin is going to make him almost completely unkillable at this point.
Yeah, you need something that really can dominate the laning stage, but also adds to your team fight. And at this point in the draft, options are slim for that, because that's a pretty potent combo to have those two things, and that's why we see heroes. Well, oh, there's one that I didn't think of, but he's not really a lane dominator. That's going to be the only issue. It looks like a solo mid clock, potentially, as Secret's going to be playing it. Doesn't have to be, though. I mean, TA, you really want to give her mid versus mag. So maybe not. Maybe they're going to just switch up the lanes, but whenever I've cast this team, it has been Secret going mid, so maybe a bit of a lane swap here for them.
Yeah, it looks like we may be seeing Secret for the first time not in mid lane, at least based on the hero picks in the draft here. Unless we're looking at maybe a TA safe lane with the offensive trial, and then we can have the Clockwork still go towards the mid lane. It would be a 1v1 matchup against a mag, so it is a melee hero there, so it's slightly a very manageable matchup for the Clockwork. But we'll wait and see exactly what it's going to be. It is First Vietnam playing over on that dire side, a must-win game for them here in the G1 League if they want to keep their run alive. It's single elimination, very unforgiving. One more loss and they are out.
Yeah, it's tough. You're up against the ropes against a strong team at MUFC who has picked a really dangerous draft here. So much strength through their laning stage and into the late game. They've got a lineup that scales incredibly well with Empower, with Rubik being able to steal spells like the Cogs, like Demonic Purge. Of course, you have RP on your side, and you've got two decent semi-carries in the Weaver, the Juggernaut. But particularly for MUFC, their strength is going to be their laning stage with not only elusive carries, but lots of early ganking potential and good smoke ganking opportunities for them. So on the side of First Vietnam, the Vietnamese squad that is on the brink, on the ropes right now, they're going to be sending Misa mid secret, no longer taking that role for this game. Misa with the bottle is going to be rushing it, or the eco build is going to be rushing the bottle secret on the clockwork. We have Ares playing that Keeper of the Light with Observer wards picked up. Boss on the Lifestealer, and last but not least, we have Typhoon, who is the manager's sort of favorite in terms of the team's individual skill. He thinks this guy is a real impressive player, and he's only 17. He's pretty young, and he will be playing the Shadow Demon.
Well, big level 1 clash coming out, and Juggernaut at these level 1 clashes is so powerful. This is going to be a first blood right off the bat going to Contrast player on the Juggernaut, and they may not be done. It's actually Cyberpink who is still chasing him with Weaver not here.
Two hero cogs!
Getting him easy. Oh, and Illuminate! So strong in these level 1 clashes. Oh, they bring down the Clockwork. 2 for 1 now. They're trying to make it 2 for 2. 2 heroes down on both sides. They bring down the Juggernaut finally. He does get the first blood though, so that's reliable goal, and Juggernaut now picks up boots. It is Hon Trash player playing the Juggernaut. We'll quickly introduce the rest of these players. It's Wang Wang playing the Leshrac. We've got Mag being played by FCFZ. Winter playing the Rubik, and then finally on the Weaver, it's going to be TFG, or Too Fucking Good.
Well, in the midst of that chaos, gods, they got the wards off. So the pole camp is going to be warded. They have a ward not only blocking the secondary pole camp, but also spotting the rune. I like these ward choices if you're going to go aggressive. Now, we'll see. Winter may deward them in a matter of seconds here. Let's see where he puts that first sentry. He's not sure 100% where it is, and he's kind of moving around, trying to see which camps are going to spawn. Actually, they are going to block their own big camp. Now smoking up. They want to go for first blood here. And they do it out of vision of the wards. The downside to this ward is that it doesn't actually give you vision in the jungle. So this may not be spotted out. They could initially go here on the Shadow Demon, and most likely he'll die if they do catch him out. Let's see. That disruption isn't going to save you if you get lifted. And he uses it offensively, but Winter not in range yet. That low base move speed on Rubik, only 290. Slightly slower than the Shadow Demon. He should be able to get away. And in the end, that first smoke wasted, and the camp still warded. All in all, a pretty slow start for MUFC. Normally one of their strengths is their laning stage. Just really quick pulling, great Observer Ward placements, but he's going to whiff on his first sentry, something Winter normally doesn't do.
Yep, drops down the Observer Ward now here on the side as well. And there's a Sentry Ward in lane as though they were expecting a lane ward. And right now, well, First Vietnam, despite giving up the first blood, despite being up against a Juggernaut with boots, avoiding that first smoke gank is a key thing for them in this bottom trial. And they can't be affording to give away too many kills. Otherwise, this lane snowballs very, 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 very fast. And the problem is going to be this Juggernaut's going to have that level 2 spin in just a second. He's going to be hitting level 3. And, well, the two supports can easily, or should be looking to easily, zone these heroes out of bottom lane.
And Winter is going to deward this Observer, but here's the next sort of issue. Is sure, he's dewarded this one Observer, but if he wants to go for a pull immediately, it's going to actually push the lane. And that is, well, it's going to be hard to push the lane up against Keeper, but he can only do a single pull now. He'll have to wait until after the 3-minute mark to do a double pull, or a pull into a stack camp. And if he wants to do a double pull, he can't do that either because of the Observer Ward here. So off the bat, they missed the smoke gank. Now they're not going to be able to find the pulls too easily. And First Vietnam, I think this is about as good as you could ever expect the tri-lane to go. First blood notwithstanding, I think they're in pretty good shape here.
Yep, top lane, the 1v1 matchup, the Weaver versus Clockwork, is not really going too well for the Clockwork so far.
Oh, no.
Actually could be in a bit of trouble here. This may be a kill on Secret.
TFG maybe going to get turned around. Nope. Maybe. No, not quite enough. If he had been like a second sooner with the battery assault, he might have just had the kill, but a bit too late.
Maybe if he had like some 100% block on that stout shield there, but it was not happening. And bottom lane now, they found the kill. Shadow Demon, self-disruption. He's going to keep him alive a bit longer. Illuminate is going to come in. They're maybe going to turn this around, but Shadow Demon, there's nowhere to run and hide, and his real hero running away kind of gives away, which is actually him.
Well, Winter deployed all of his sentries. He didn't even bother dewarding the other camp. He just wanted to make sure that they had the advantage in terms of the vision in the lane. And finally, they got rid of that one. Well, they basically punished First Vietnam, who did not have a ward over in the jungle, so couldn't see the wraparound. And the positioning there just not the best. If you don't have a ward into the jungle, you really want to be parked to the right side of the lane, not sitting near the tree line where they could, or over here where they can just swoop around and backstab you. So nice play from MUFC, but the positioning just not quite optimal from First Vietnam.
I think it was a bit of a misclick there from Hon Trash player. He just threw a random spin. Definitely looked like a misclick because he was, I think it was maybe shopping. Something was off tilt there because he was spinning when he wasn't even next to creeps. So bit of a misclick coming out perhaps as look at some of these other lanes. Mid lane going the way of the Dire team. That's one lane which is going well for them. Misa on the TA. Out farming FC for the time being. FC's got his bottle and boot though, so he's got his basic core early game items. Also sit level 5 now. He's a little bit behind.
They're going in. Way gets caught. Open wounds to start. Rage to follow. Down he'll go. They get the counter kill. Now Winter in the middle of the fight. Additional disruption. Look for the surround. Not going to go for it actually. They're worried about that Blade Fury. And Contrash player finds his target. He finds Typhoon. He's spinning away on him. He's got the boots. One more hit will bring him down. One more needed because the salve was used. But in the end, they get the counter kill. Now the Courier in a bit of a pickle. It will fall here with one more hit. It's going to go down to Ares. That's a big turnaround. They will lose a second hero, so a lot of experience going the way of MUFC. A bloodbath in the bottom lane. I said first blood earlier. Well, it was first blood for the late stage, but now 9 kills, 4 minutes in. Constant aggression. Everybody dying, aside from our Lifestealer, I guess. The only one yet to die in that tri lane, I believe.
Wow, this bottom lane, it's heated already, right off the bat. 8 kills so far, just the 1 kill at top lane, and also a courier kill now as well, so bloodshed all over as bottom lane. Well, I feel First Vietnam, they just need to settle down a bit more here. The good news is Lifesteal is getting kills and not dying. Even though he's only got 13 creep kills, he's already got his fast phase boots up. Yeah,
looking at the solo lanes again, there was the kill that the Weaver picked up earlier, and Clockwork, bottom lane, they're going in on the Juggernaut, but he will simply Blade Fury away. Juggernaut's not a hero you can initiate on with this tri-lane, unless he's so low that you can just auto-attack him down with the phase boots. But in most cases, he'll just spin, it removes the open wounds, and you could just walk away safely. But the 2 solo lanes, Templar Assassin dominating mid, Weaver dominating top, and we'll have to see what the mid-game holds. But the thing is, even if you dominate the Magnus mid, he can come and turn the tri-lane around. For Templar Assassin, that's not happening unless she gets a really lucky rune. So I would say MUFC more comeback potential, if we even think they're behind in the tri-lane, but still, overall, a fairly even start to the game, golden experience-wise.
Yeah, and the top lane's being lost a lot worse than the mid lane. The Mag he's behind in CS, but he's not being completely kept out. He's getting some decent farm. He has been dying. As for Clockwork, he's going back to base to heal right now. He hasn't hit his level 6. He's really struggling for farm. He's died twice, and now he's going to go all the way back to base to heal up. So he's having a really tough time up there. And the bottom lane, it's somewhat broke even. I can even give a slight edge to MUFC, so I'd say they're winning 2 lanes pretty well here. The mid lane not going as well as they'd like, but it could be a lot worse. So they're going to be pretty happy with this start of theirs.
And with good positioning, you're not going to kill the Rubik or the Leshrac. Leshrac is above average base move speed. Rubik can disengage fairly well. Illuminate being channeled in the tree line. There is no Blade Fury right now. It's going to hit. Catching out Wang Wang, but that's going to be it for the moment. The 6-minute rune has spawned, and haste rune picked up by our Shadow Demon here. Gonna look for a wraparound, but playing in the dark, no vision. They had the good early creep pulling, basically shenanigans secured, and were able to disrupt some of those pulls, farm some with Illuminate, but the thing is, they don't have vision in the jungle, and that means this Keeper of the Light can't be as aggressive or as effective as you would like, and, well, now we're seeing just constant aggression from TFG top, and Secret not really getting a whole lot out of this lane.
Yeah, Secret struggling at top, and now we see Juggernaut actually hit level 6 at bottom lane. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't got a whole lot of mana. Otherwise, we'd see that Omni Slash coming into play as well. Lifesteal doing a good job of harassing him. Whenever he comes in for a last hit, the harasses here. He actually pops a healing ward, so that's going to chew through even more of his mana. Do we have any sort of Soul Ring or anything coming out? It doesn't really look like it, so on Trash Play at the bottom lane is going to have to bring out some more mana items soon. With the crew respawning, I imagine that's going to be the case here.
Yeah, the Courier death is going to hurt them a bit, but unfortunately for First Vietnam, didn't actually find an opening to punish that. They have a rotation in mid. Secret's level 6, wants to go on the mag. Let's see if he can find this hook. It's going to have to be perfect. He's going to need some good cogs as well. He's waiting. He's walking in. Throws the rocket. No hook just yet. Now the skewer. Oh, midget skewer, and now gets caught inside of the cogs. Cannot skewer out. Has no backup. There's not going to be a TP on the supports. RP, he actually tried to cast it there, but I think the mini stun from the battery assault actually disrupts it, and immediately MUFC says, we're going to go bottom. We know that clock's not coming here. They're wrapping around. They're looking for the opening. It's going to be Lifestealer they start off with. Maybe not the ideal target, but he's used most of his rage. The Illuminate does nothing. The disruption, they're actually protecting Winter, and now the supports are isolated. Are they going to drop, though? They're winning. They're winning this fight so far. Misa comes in. No phase boots. Just has the tread. Stun to hit. It will. Now still chasing on to Wang Wang. Meanwhile, Juggernaut in the middle of 3, manning up, like a boss. I'm the Juggernaut, bitch, he says. He wants Ares. He won't get him yet. Now the surround. 4 heroes
He
converged.
just had mana for the ultimate. Here comes Mag, though. Mag shows up with a skewer, gets himself a kill onto the Lifestealer. TA getting very low as well. Illuminate comes flying in, and Lifestealer. Oh, hook shot from Secret. He's TP'd in. The entire Vietnamese team is showing up towards the bottom lane here. And they want FCFZ, and they'll get him too.
And where was our Weaver during that fight? That was such a good fight for a Weaver to show up to, but TFG had the money for a TP scroll, just sits and farms. He gets the trade, but a Weaver in that fight probably could have picked up 2, maybe 3 kills and completely turned it so good in those prolonged engagements, especially against this team, which, like we talked about first Vietnam, light on stuns, so really got to question TFG not joining that fight, whether it was a team decision or his own personal decision. But either way, when all said and done, it is going to tip towards first Vietnam. Now leading in gold, leading experience by a tiny bit, and considering they gave up first blood in a 2-for-2, they got to be happy about that.
That was a nice little fight to swing back in their favor. Hon Trashplay was so close to having the ultimate. When he died, he had just got the 200 mana he needed. He didn't quite get all the magic wand charges. I think he could have played that fight a little bit better. He's not going to be too happy with how he did in that fight, but things still looking okay for him. He's got his bracer. He's going to be building towards that drum of endurance, but right now it's Lifestealer who's leading him on farm, so that's good news for first Vietnam. And the TA, who's had a good time at mid lane, treads bottle, has rotated towards the top lane to battle with the Weaver, so this is going to be a TA who's got a lot of farm, a lot of levels here, and can compete with this Weaver at top.
Yeah, it's a bit of a hard matchup for the Templar Assassin in some ways, is you can't, with the bugs on you, it will remove your refraction, but you can always meld to take those off. They will not stick on an invisible unit without detection, and I like the rotation. TA can actually do better overall in this lane than Clockwork, and needs to farm her Blink Dagger anyway, so they rotate the Clockwork mid, who's a total pain in the ass for Magnus. You try to go out on Clock, he's cogging you, he's mini-stunning you, maybe disrupting that RP cast. I think a smart little switch of their solos here, since they went bottom anyway, they could afford to do so without wasting too much time. It gives them time to farm their core items. We are going to see a rotation in mid, though. Here comes Winter as well as Waimai. Are they going mid, or are they heading top for the TA? Not clear yet. They are going to rotate around. There is an observer ward on the high ground. If they were watching the map and spotted it, but it doesn't look like the supports of First Vietnam were watching the lane. Unfortunately, you have to have your map actually over that ward to see them, as they won't show up on the map. And, well, now they're going to head top undetected, but have been missing for a long time. So this should be a bit suspicious.
Yeah, Clockwork played far enough back that, well, they didn't actually see him in the mid lane, so they didn't go looking for him at mid, but they're going to go top lane. They're going to look for this TA. TA comes out of meld here. Weaver, careful. Very low, pops a full magic one. Telekinesis, followed up by Split Earth. Easy kill on Misa there. Well, not as easy as Weaver would have liked. He took a lot of damage. He's got a Salve as well as Tranquil Boots up here, so he's going to be able to easily heal this off. And Mag at mid. Solo kill on Clockwork.
Yeah, even gets cogged under the tower and still lives. Salves up. Has the bottle charges back to full health in a few seconds time, and a great rotation because that Templar Assassin was having a really good start and much more scary with the farm. If she gets that Blink Dagger, suddenly she could just dive here like Juggernaut and kill him during Blade Fury with any kind of follow-up. They're going in bottom again. Where's that Demonic Purge? There's no level 6 yet, or they could kill this Juggernaut during his Blade Fury with the open, with the auto attacks, the physical damage from the Lifestealer. But instead, MUFC got a kill, they get a tower, and crucially, above all else, they delayed that TA Blink Dagger.
Yeah, the TA Blink being delayed is the big thing here. Seeing on just 1k gold, he's level 9, he's going to have the max up meld. That's really around when you want to be getting the Blink up. 12, 13 minutes in, and TA, who had a decent time at mid lane as far as farm goes, suddenly getting slowed down by this MUFC side, and it's the right time to do that. We will see more pressure being applied by MUFC. They get the tier 1 at top, they kind of start poking around near the tier 2, but they'll quickly realize they've already brought enough of the Vietnamese heroes top that they don't need to really commit to this push anymore. They'll leave TFG alone there to keep on farming, and he's up to 3k gold. So it looks like we'll be seeing a relic into a Radiance coming out of him.
That's such a fast relic. Normally, it's a little... Oh, here we go. Hook under the Rubik. Winter going to throw him out of the cogs, but on the not really on a good side. Winter's going to be caught, picked off, and brought down. There was a trap here at the top rune, and I believe they just spotted the Rubik running over it, saw him going up. Meanwhile, Mag gets the tower mid, TP's out, so sure they lose Winter. They get the tier 1, not denied, in return. A pretty solid trade, and TFG getting close to his relic. The Juggernaut being played by Hantrash Pro, or Hantrash player, not dying. So all things considered, MUFC had a little bit of a difficult fight there, but overall definitely in the advantage. Gold-wise up by 3k, experience-wise by 3k, but the bigger thing is their composition is going to be devastating in the mid-game. So much burst, so much lockdown, so many carries as well.
Yeah, and they're still split pushing, which is really good for them because they're getting farm on all these hero. Weaver at top, Juggernaut at bottom, and then they've got the Leshrac, the support, rotating towards mid lane to catch up on a bit of farm. Mag saying, hey, I've got the levels and farm I need for the time being. Mag with a completed Blink Dagger is now going to be looking to set up some fight. Bottom lane is going to be where he looks to go. Can he get a big 2-3 man RP
They're
here?
diving. They're diving. They've already blown Disruption. RP on 3. Shockwave on 3. Bugs on everybody. And death for First Vietnam. What an unfortunate fight. If they had Demonic Purge on Shadow Demon, if he had like one more wave of experience, they could have just killed Juggernaut before he even got close to the tower and gotten out scot-free. Instead, they dive, they get wiped.
That was the timing of the Blink Dagger, catching them by surprise. If they knew the Blink was up, they'd probably play a lot more cautiously there, knowing Mag can provide some backup, but it wasn't cool. And mid lane, T is actually going on Wang Wang here.
Dangerous
Not
dive.
gonna commit for it. He's turning it around. He's going to hit the stun as well. Misa, he's under tower. He's got another Refractor. He's waiting to use it maybe. Goes into Meld. Needs to pop that Refract. No, he's going to run for it.
He wants to man up a Wang Wang. He's thinking about the juke. There are 4 bottom. The fight breaks out. Typhoon, Illuminate. Actually, oh, I thought no Soul Catcher was stolen there. They get the kill. Juggernaut comes through with a big Omni Slash. So the tower now to fall. 3 tier 1s dead in only 14 minutes. Great start from MUFC after a bit of a blunder there in that earlier fight bottom, and Misa still no Blink Dagger. Weaver should have his Relic by now if he's gone for it. He does. He's up to 500 gold. And from here, MUFC just have a great snowball split push, farm our next set of items, just starve you out, and then eventually go in the game with a big RP. It's going to be hard for First Vietnam to do a thing.
Oh, and bottom lane, life still almost dies to the Weaver Relic damage, down to 35 HP. The last Gemini attack almost finished him off.
Yeah, needs that plus armor from the Hellfire. Well, here's your hook. Oh no, hits the creep. The creep's not cooperating. Nothing really going their way. Meanwhile, mid lane, Blink it, Skewer to fly, catch out Misa. It doesn't matter that the Shockwave missed. He'll be an easy kill there. And just more things going well for MUFC are showing superior movement from their supports and just a little bit more decisive play as a team.
Yeah, and just being far more efficient. Just looking right now, you have 3 heroes ganking mid lane, and while that's going on, Weaver's farming at top. Juggernaut was farming in the newts, rotates into the bottom lane, so they're being very, very efficient, whereas the Dire team, they're not really doing a whole lot. They got heroes healing up, heroes just backing off, they're sticking together, playing very, very scared, getting picked off, and it's just nowhere near as efficient or as effective style of play as we see from MUFC. MUFC now, they've got 3 top, looking for another pick, or possibly even to pressure this tier 2 top, and they found Keeper of the Light. Ares.
Delicious Gandalf.
This one? No. Blink from Mag. That secures the kill.
Who knew Gandalf could taste so good? Easy, easy food for MUFC. And just, like you said, being really efficient. Not just finding kills, but doing it with only 2 or 3 heroes for the most part now. And they're going to go in a Wang Wang. They'll just let him go from the looks of it. There is a Blink RP. Oh! He RPs before blinking. The Rocket actually canceled his Blink Dagger. FCFC wanted that big RP instead. It's down for the count. Is this the opportunity they were looking for? Hook in. Catches out the Mag. He will skewer that clock into the river. Winter's here as well. Battery Assault maxed out, doing good damage, but not quite enough. FCFC now on the run. The Meld hit brings him low. The Open Wounds is here. The Infest slightly not being used to pop back out, so doesn't do the damage. Mag's gonna get away. And now Winter's managed to steal Refraction. Not an easy kill for these two with Refraction online. Now gonna additionally Fade Bolt them. Still running. Weaver joins the fight. Is Winter really gonna man mode and turn this around? I think he is. We're gonna see him lift someone. Potentially this whole fight turn around. Lifting up Misa while Weaver chases Boss. Boss, Radiance brings him down. TFG just being too freaking strong in these fights. Misa next in line. Wands up, but now no match for Radiance. You can't meld this. You can't refract this. You're gonna burn down in a matter of seconds. He will fall. 20-9. 10k gold lead. Over 10k experience lead. And that was with a completely whiffed RP. Doesn't even matter.
Yeah, completely whiffed up here. It's just the big item advantage, the level advantage, and just the superior lineup as far as mobility and just being able to maneuver around these team fights. Hit and run. Weaver at this point in the game is just so strong. And well, FCFC is going to make up for that missed RP. Gets a Blink Spirit pick off at the mid lane, takes down Typhoon. And hook shot from Clockwork there and try to turn this around. Keep the Light needs a big Illuminate off here. FCFC will be brought down here. On Trash Player can just sit there and watch, but it's still a pick up on the support here. Not really a worthwhile kill, though, for Mag for FCFC.
The problem is, like you said, just a more efficient play from MUC. Even when they're losing heroes, their carries are still farming. Whereas on the side of First Vietnam, their carries are often dying, running back to the lanes, afraid to be in the lanes. And if we look at the map, we sort of see why. Their vision is not very good. They have good observers up considering what towers they're down, but they're down 2 tier 1s in their basically outside their jungle. That top tier 1, the mid tier 1. So it's harder for them to find space for farm. And frankly, a Weaver with a Radiance is going to farm faster than a Templar Assassin with Power Treads. That's just basic math for you, and as a result, well, they're falling behind, even when they're losing kills here and
Weaver
there.
may just kill this Clockwork top with this Radiance damage. He's going to go in on Secret. Not quite enough damage there. Force their TP out, and it's mid lane. Juggernaut's found Wall of Blade Fury kill on Ares, and now they move on to Shadow Demon. Typhoon, Disruption on himself, maybe going to keep him alive. Nope, Split Earth is there. And 2 kills go the way of Hontrash player.
He thought about using the RP, not going to need to. Casual Magnus just wanting to show off his powerful legs. Those hindquarters. This guy definitely squats. And, well, squatting is not going to give you aim, apparently, but we'll see an Infest Bomb from the Clockwork. Could be a decent opening, but remember, there's RP, so if this Lifesteal pops out too soon, could end really poorly. There's your bomb to start things off. Mag jumps in, RP on 2, right after the Lifesteal had left the Infest. Secret dropping low, going on to FCFC. Wang Wang has the stun in 3 seconds time. Juggernaut going to work, going to town, already popped the Omni Slash, not going to commit. Now the chase is on. Meanwhile, on the back lines, it's TFG cleaning up people all over the place, but still the fight rages on, and the main combat, it's Winter, getting picked off, brought down fairly quickly. No, actually, he's going to live the Stolen Refraction, keeping him alive forever and a day. Weaver still in the fight. No, actually, he just died. He's bought back, though. He's looking to rejoin it. One more crit, one more kill. Blade Dance, only level 1, but seems to be proccing every single hit. Now Secret trying to chase this Mag, but could end poorly for him. On the other side of the fight, it's Misa. May die again. Buyback City. That is 4 heroes who just bought back into a fight at 19 minutes. Now we're going to see our Lifestealer go in. Rubik, Winter going to calmly steal that rage. Still will die. Gem hits the deck. Will it be picked up? Nobody wants it just yet. Now the hook catches at the Mag. Great hook from Secret. Down will go to Blade Fury damage. Doesn't even matter. The Bloodbath rages on. Now we want to go on boss. TFG throws out the bugs. Finally, we have a pause. What was that, like 15 deaths in one fight, gods?
Whew, it sure came close. MUFC going to try to follow this up with a tier 2 tower, but there's maybe more. Are we going to see number 16? Doesn't look like it just yet. Hontrash plays searching around with that Shadow Blade. He's got the mobility. Tier 2 tower is his, and his Keeper Light looks pretty damn juicy to him.
Gandalf looks like stringy meat. I mean, he doesn't look very tasty, but he sure goes down fast. A meal's a meal. When you're starving, which apparently MUFC are, I think they've got some tapeworms in their intestines, because actually, is that even where tapeworms go? I don't know. They reside in your digestive system. That's the point. That's relevant. Relevant, of course, to what's going on here, so I'm glad I brought it up.
Here at Beyond the Summit, we like to educate people on all things.
It's all science.
Healthcare, science. We're doing some cultural education yesterday. We've got it all.
Yeah, I mean, we even have cooking classes. I noticed you made some brownies yesterday. A little burnt.
Aye, those brownies were just fine. Put them in the microwave for 28 seconds about, and then they're good to go.
They were... I had like a tiny piece, and I was like, man, I'm eating a brick. A tasty brick, but a brick nonetheless. Top lane, Weaver to fall. And, well, they do get a big kill on TFG, but even when they're finding kills, it's just a very expensive set of kills as they're losing their tier 2s, the map control is slipping. If MUFC don't win this game, then you really got to question them, but how can they lose right now? They're up so much.
Even when, like you say, First Vietnam are maybe getting favorable trades as far as heroes go, like they'll trade a support for a key hero or get a solo kill on a support hero, ultimately, the trades aren't going the way as far as our overall farm, and now we see Juggernaut. Omni Slash finds another kill, it's on the Clockwork. It's going to be an engagement coming from Boss. Can they bring down Weng Weng? He cancels his TP. Shadow Demon Disruption comes out after it's already cancelled, and Weng Weng's going to be regretting that one. He says, why didn't I just get the hell out of there? And they do trade 1-for-1. Clockwork goes down for the Leshrac, and, well, First Vietnam buy themselves some more time, but they're still really far out of this game. 15k gold lead going the way of MUFC.
They did manage to steal the gem in the last fight. I guess the Lifestealer actually did pick it up. Boss grabbed that, so that was some additional economic damage, which we won't see reflected on the gold graph. It's actually, you know, about 1400 swing, but still, even with the gem, can they even push the lanes out enough to do anything important with it? You can see that Weaver, he's got to be a little bit more careful. He's gone back for Rain of Health for TFG. I imagine we're going to see the Radiance, or the Lincoln Sphere of this game. Great against Open Wounds, great against Demonic Purge, if that Sakuchi is on cooldown. And, well, just an item that a lot of Southeast Asian players love to go for when they have a good start on a hero like Weaver.
Yeah, it's a really nice all-around item. As well, as far as other items go, we've got Hontrash play with a Perseverance, so likely Battle Fury coming out on him. Leshek saying towards a Bloodstone. Rubik. Ghost Scepter actually just gets picked up now, so you've got something to help up against the Lifesteal as well as TA, and that's really the main, well, I say main source of damage. The Keeper Light Illuminate at this point is actually probably one of the biggest sources of damage coming out from this Dire team, but if you can avoid that, then you can do quite a lot with it.
I hear a hook. It is going to whiff mid lane. Looks like they wanted to go on FCFC. He's still got Skewer. He's got RP cooling down. As well as the Force Staff. So now, so now it's not that scary. FCFC actually jumps in. The Cog's not going to do a whole lot against him as long as he's got one of those. There's the Split Earth on 2. Lifesteal pops out at the worst possible moment, right as the Split Earth lands. On the back lines, it's TFG, forcing 4 or 5 heroes to deal with him. On the front lines, it's going to be Hontrash player who's now running for his life, trying to escape, trying to survive. TFG manning up, going onto the Shadow Demon. The Bugs, the Radiants, they all bring him down. RP comes in, only catches Boss, but FCFC, one-man RP should be more than sufficient. Now we're going to see a man fight between Hontrash player and Misa. And Misa, the Templar Assassin, the female, is going to win the man fight this day and now TPing away to safety.
Yeah, and Mag goes flying through. Tokyo drifts up high. 4-staff Blink looking around. Even Skewers could not find the TPing out.
Tokyo drifting Mags. Now we've really seen it all.
Well, FCFC, he gets eluded there. We'll see, have to see if they're pinging Roshan.
You know, they're fighting well in the engagements. What people are, knowing Twitch, I'm sure everyone's flaming First Vietnam, but it's not that they're bad in terms of their individual skill. They've shown they can go toe-to-toe with MUC and in some cases even win the lanes. It's really all about the team decision-making and leadership. That's what's separating these two teams right now. But in terms of individual play, First Vietnam are pretty much on the same level.
Yep, oh, hook shot. Once again.
Well,
searching
as I say that, Secret makes me look bad by missing his hook.
Yeah, it's deja vu, unfortunately.
They're certainly close anyway, though. But yeah, it's so much map control, so much of an advantage for MUFC.
They're fighting well despite the item expansion. It might be what MUFC were doing just recently up against Orange Esports and LGD. They were getting off to these bad starts, and despite being behind as far as items and farm go, they still team fought with really good coordination. That's what First Vietnam are doing, but at this point they're just so far behind it doesn't even matter. TA gave up on the Blink Daggers, just picked up a couple of Wraith Bands, and without that pickup, things get really difficult to fight for First Vietnam. Yeah,
I mean, not even going for Yasha. That's how poor she is. They're going to actually force a fight mid. They have 5 grouped up, but a while TFG appears in the bottom lane, is going to start breaking the base. Even throws the Bugs out just to have some additional pushing power, and this will force them all back. Then they'll go push mid, they'll continue to farm, and First Vietnam, they need 3-4 heroes even to deal with this Weaver. Just makes it very hard to be efficient with your time.
Yeah, and ideally they're getting pickoffs on. They can't just allow them to keep split pushing like that, getting more and more farm, while First Vietnam are grouped up as 4 or 5 mid, thinking, hey, we can get maybe some push or momentum going, and it's like, oh wait, no we can't. We can't even get a tier 1. And now they're going to find, well, MUFC are going to find a Roshan here, and there's not a whole lot the Vietnamese side can do about this. Maybe they can look to contest it. They can scatter it with a Clockwork Rocket. They've got Hookshot, but Clockwork's going to be going in hand solo because there's no backup for him right now.
There's a hook. It's on a Mag Illusion.
He was trying to go into Roshan pit.
Well, unfortunately, the Mag Illusion, a little bit of a disruption there. And now the Templar Assassin thrown up in the air. Here comes your Infest Bomb. In the middle of the fight, the RP was cast right as the Cogs pushed him back, but he still catches 2. Now TFG on the run. And then comes the Juggernaut with a massive Omni/Cloud Strife doing work. Bringing him down, knocking him down. Meanwhile, Templar Assassin, Melt Strike from Winter, showing who the real TA is, as she will take a fall as well. Secret, the lone survivor, looks for the TP, will find it. But that's it, 4 heroes dead, and Arosh just claimed. Who actually got the Aegis? It looks like it was the Juggernaut in the end, and now they're going to go group up 5, look to end the game. Yeah,
this to me looks like a possible tier 3 tower rack timing for them. They've got the Lincoln Sphere coming on Weaver. They've got all the items they could need to go high ground, and they've got the healing ward up on the Juggernaut as well, so they'll be able to sustain themselves. They drop the healing ward, go for the tier 3. Heroes are respawning pretty fast over on the Dire side, the Vietnamese squad. They can spam Rocket, spam Illuminate, but this is the perfect pick-off. You want to find that Keeper Light. No more Illuminate spam to deal with. The Blink Skewer is there, now pushing high ground, something got a hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, you couldn't write a better script if you're trying to break the base. Get that Keeper of the Light off the board, and the only hero who can easily stop the pushes is now down for the count. Gem is on the floor somewhere, but the more important thing is that the racks are falling. And really, once they have the high ground position like this, it gets so much harder for First Vietnam to fight. Clockwork's lurking on the sideline. Secret maybe wants to go with the hook here, but he'll probably just die if he jumps in. And Lincoln Sphere up on the Juggernaut. It's going to be mass Lincoln Spheres for this team. 2 already picked up. An additional Blake Skewer, bringing Misa back, picking him off at the base. MUFC just overrunning First Vietnam with a massive item advantage. Can't really blame First Vietnam at this point. This game was lost much earlier. They will tap out. They have fought hard. Even though the games look one-sided, I felt they were sort of a middle-of-the-road team coming into this qualifier, but you got to be one of the top 4 dogs to advance, and right now it looks like MUFC is making their case that they are the top 4 in their cordon of the bracket.
As you'd expect, this is really... They're part of that big 3 in South... As far as Southeast Asia goes, it's Orange, Zenith, and MUFC. Those have been the big 3 teams there for about a year now, and they still are. MUFC, well, the former ABC, but now playing under the MUFC tag Winter, so... It's really not a surprise they're coming out on top of First Vietnam. Unlucky for First Vietnam to get such a tough bracket, but if you want to be competing in G1 League at the top, these are the kind of teams you have to be able to beat. You get some good experience, but this is the end of the road for them. Yeah,
ultimately, you got to actually be able to beat those teams or you're not going to win squat anyway, and even tougher teams, arguably, are lurking later on in the tournament. Orange, IG, DK, LGD, China. It reminds me of, like, in Pokemon, when you go to the final mission, it's this tower where you have to face all the master trainers to have a shot at actually beating the game. It only gets harder from here. Those master trainers, those big boss Pokemon are waiting in the form of the top teams from China, as well as Southeast Asia and Orange, and, well, we'll see who's going to make it.
You want to go play some Pokemon. We've got, like, a 2-3 hour break before our next match. I could just, like, load up some Pokemon and...
Oh, dude, totally. I might play some now. I think I actually have my Pokemon Blue or Red somewhere lurking around here. I'm old school.
I also have to start training Warcraft 3 because I tweeted that I was playing some Warcraft 3 and then Rotterdam was like, hey man, let's play a match or something tomorrow. I'm like, this guy's like a former Warcraft 3 pro, so I'm like, I don't think so.
Yeah, do you have any noob friends I can play that can call themselves Rotterdam?
I said average skilled players, and I'm like, he tweeted me, I'm like, I don't think you're quite on, well, I don't think I'm quite on your level, but I've got 3 hours to train now. We got some time before our next match, and well, luckily the G1 League is going to bring us plenty of good matches over the next 5 days. And this is just Phase 2. You mentioned Orange, DK, IG. These teams are weighing in Phase 3, but just in Phase 2, we get Zenith, we get LGD International, we get For Love, we get some really strong teams here.
VG Gaming
as well. VG Gaming are in the same bracket as LGD International, so only one of those 2 teams actually going to qualify. So I know Ice was making some comments saying how, oh, look at the brackets aren't favored because they meet First Departure in their first match, and they were a bit upset about their bracket. But LGD International and VG Gaming, the 2, well, one Chinese team and one Chinese organization, actually are in the same bracket as well. So it's not all favored towards the Chinese teams here.
Despite Ice's cries, of course, yep. I think it's also he'll be sad to see his Singaporean brothers in First Departure.
He wanted them to advance as well. They do look out for each other. But right now, unfortunately for the Vietnamese fans, I think this is the only Vietnamese team in the G1 League.
That's correct.
They no longer are.
Well, I have a very special Vietnamese song, Nang Q Lo Bak, that I've been asked to play. I think I'm butchering the pronunciation, but I am going to play it after this one. Maybe we'll make it a tradition here, like Olats for the Pinoy fans. And, well, if you have a song for your favorite country's teams that you want me to play after they win or lose, let me know. You can email it to me at davidg@beyondthesummit.tv or just tweet it at LDDota. As for Gods, he is, well, BTS Gods on Twitter, so if you want to tweet at him, check it out. Guys, we're going to play some... sort of old school classic VODs, games that we've cast either in the recent past or farther back here on Beyond the Summit. So if you want something to watch, we will have entertainment for you, but it will be a pretty long break. So if you're looking for the next set of live games, let me actually see if I can check right now before we take a break. It should be, let's see, it's going to be about 2 hours and 20 minutes before those next games kick off. So grab a drink, grab some coffee if you'd like. Come back if you want to watch some fun old school games, or actually not even old school. I think we have the epic match that concluded the GST Challenge up next. So if you haven't watched those VODs yet, turn off the stream soon because you're going to be spoiled. But either way, stay tuned, guys. We'll have more action in 2 hours and 20 minutes when the G1 League Phase 3 qualifiers continue, or Phase 2 qualifiers continue then. Thanks for tuning in.